The boss made a shocking discovery. His employee was bringing his daughter to work every day. Some stories remind us to stay hopeful in life. Sometimes our challenges make us feel sad and lose hope. But there are people who stay determined and keep chasing their dreams. They have so much love inside them that they don't blame others for their problems. These people can change how we see the world, showing us that good things can happen if we're patient. Damon Walker, a 40-year-old single father, works as a line manager at Moe's Southwest Grill in Nashville, Tennessee. While Damon takes pride in his current lifestyle and job, his past was far from easy. Before joining Moe's Southwest Grill, Damon faced significant challenges alone. He was married to Rebecca Smith for 10 years, the woman he loved and Kate's mother. Their life wasn't perfect, but they loved each other. Both had good jobs, Damon as a waiter and head waiter at a downtown restaurant, and Rebecca as a cook at the same place. Everything was going well, and it seemed it would always be that way until one day, after spending several weeks suspecting her and investigating on his own, Walker discovered the terrible secret his wife had been trying hard to hide for months. She'd become a drug addict. He didn't know how it happened, but his beloved innocent wife, whom he'd never seen take so much as a puff on a cigarette, had become addicted and was in deep trouble that would take a long time to get out of. "You've got a problem, honey. A very big one. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but I think you need to hear it from someone who loves you and will always want the best for you. Listen to me, if you don't get off the drugs, the girl and I will leave. Our daughter deserves a mother who can give her a good upbringing. She deserves us to be good parents to her, and right now that's something you can't offer her or me. If you don't change, I'm leaving and our daughter's coming with me. I give you my word," were the last words Walker said to his wife, the last attempt to save their marriage. After that, Rebecca did not manage to solve her drug problem. In fact, things got worse. When Walker found her drugged, lying on the floor of his kitchen on his way home from work, he knew that nothing was going to change, and that he had to take his little girl away from there as soon as possible. After his complicated and painful divorce, Damon had to face a myriad of difficulties without anyone's help, among them having to take care of his daughter Kate, who was only 6 at the time. One of the conditions of the divorce agreement they reached was that Rebecca would enter a detoxification clinic for a year, and that once a month she would be able to see her daughter in the company of her father. For Walker, it was the most difficult moment of his life, but he knew that this was the only way to save his wife from a terrible fate and to provide his daughter with a healthy and happy lifestyle. However, while Damon knew he had done the best for his daughter, he was also aware of how difficult it would be to raise her without his wife. His ex-wife's parents lived overseas, and his parents were killed in a car accident when he was a teenager, so he had no one to ask for help to take care of the child while he worked at the restaurant. At first, he managed to take Kate with him to work while he waited tables. When the boss realized what was going on, he told him that the girl couldn't be there, and he had to find a babysitter or quit his job. Finding it impossible to reconcile his current lifestyle with fatherhood, Walker was forced to temporarily stop working and sell all of his property in order to survive while looking for an alternative plan to start a new life. The only thing he kept was his old pickup truck, a well-preserved red Chevrolet in which he was forced to live with his daughter for several months. It was a long time before Walker's luck began to change, and it did so the day he decided to attend his job interview at Moe's Southwest Grill. After the interview, which turned out to be a success, Damon started working at the company and quickly earned everyone's respect. Within a couple of months, his superiors were so pleased with his work that they decided to promote him to the position of line manager, which was accompanied by a significant improvement in his salary conditions. With his new salary, Damon was able to buy a small house and stop living in the car with his daughter. Although he still had a long way to go, Walker was very happy about his promotion, and for the first time since his divorce, he felt like luck was coming back into his life. His new job was a real blessing, and Damon was grateful for it. But fate still had more surprises in store for him that would turn his life upside down. Damon Walker's luck would change forever the day the owner of the company he worked for, Mr. Dio, decided to participate in the famous TV show Undercover Boss USA. Viewers of this very famous show watched as Mr. Dio infiltrated his company incognito and changed his identity to verify that the service in his restaurants was of high quality. Dio posed as Mark, a new employee who needed guidance during his first days at the company. During his time undercover, Mr. Dio had the good fortune to work alongside Damon Walker, who welcomed him warmly and taught him everything he needed to know to start working there without any problems. He told him how to prepare the food, patiently taught him how to operate the cash register, and showed him how the restaurant worked. Without being aware of it, Walker left his boss very impressed, as he did not expect to have such friendly and professional employees on his staff. However, what impressed Dio most about his employee was not the way he worked, but the sad story that no one knew about him, and that drove him to do his best every day at his job. While working, the two shared some personal anecdotes that deeply touched the owner of the company. On the third day of working together, Damon explained that when he's unable to find a babysitter, he often takes his daughter to work. He also confessed the difficult period he had to go through because of his wife's drug addiction and subsequent divorce. I started working here. I had no home and lived in my car. I know it's not the right place for a little girl to grow up, but I had no choice but to do it in order to move on. Every day, I wake up with the sole purpose of making my daughter happy and being able to give her the life she deserves. Luckily, I started working here, and many of those dreams have started to come true. I feel very grateful for that. Walker confessed one afternoon while they were having coffee at break time. Mr. Dio was very moved by his employee's heartbreaking story. He found it admirable that a man could still smile and feel grateful after having to go through such bad things. On the last day of taping the program, Dio was lucky enough to meet Damon's daughter, little Kate, and found her to be a very polite and intelligent child who loved to read and study. She was really adorable and deserved all the luck in the world, just like her father. At the end of the taping of the program, Mr. Dio revealed himself to Damon, stating that he was actually the owner of the restaurant and confessed to him that having been able to meet him had been truly inspiring, and that because of this, he wanted to give him a very special gift to help him continue to fulfill his and his daughter's dreams. Damon, you're a great man. You're kind, patient, and a fighter, but most of all, you're a great father and good person. You took the time to teach me about your restaurant, and I appreciate it. It is rare to meet people like that in this kind of business. We also had the chance to share our personal stories, and I admire you even more for that. That's why I want to help you keep improving. You have everything to succeed. Damon didn't seem to quite understand what his boss was saying. You want me to succeed? Walker asked, confused as he tried to assimilate everything he was being told. Mr. Dio told Damon a story about his little brother. He said that when his brother was 6 years old, he needed a liver transplant, and their father's boss paid for everything and arranged for the boy to get to the hospital. My father's boss helped us, and now I want to help you. I want to give you $155,000 to buy a new car and also $220,000 more so you can hire a good nanny for your daughter. This way, when you come to work at Moe's Southwest Grill, you won't have to worry about Kate, Dio explained, feeling emotional about the memory. Damon was shocked and tearful. He said, "Thank you so much. This means everything to me. Keeping the faith has kept me going, and the struggle to provide for my daughter has been hard. I've never received help before, and I can't thank you enough for what you're doing for me and my daughter," said Mr. Walker, hugging his boss tightly. Moved by Damon's story, Dio added, "I know Kate is smart and does well in school. She deserves a chance to study what she wants. So I want to give you $20,000 to start a college fund for her. This way, she'll have money for college, and you won't have to worry about it," he said, smiling as they hugged happily. "You're a true angel, Mr. Dio. I'll be grateful to you forever, and when Kate grows up, I'll make sure she knows who helped us in our toughest times," said Walker, overwhelmed with happiness. After that, Damon and Kate moved into a nice house, bought a new car, and no longer had to worry about money for bills or Kate's education. Damon became Dio's assistant, and his life turned from tragedy to a dream, all thanks to Dio's kindness. This story proves that kindness can lead to wonderful things, no matter how impossible they seem. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comment section. Thank you.